Welcome to this incredible micro chalet just 25 minutes outside of Quebec City, Canada. This spot is called The Courts, and it's essentially a two-story minimalist tiny home, and it boasts some of the best mountain views we've ever come across before here on the channel. So without further ado, let's now go and hop straight into the full tour. Welcome to this incredible micro chalet tiny home just outside of Quebec City, Canada. We are high up in the mountains today, and this is what the backside of the home looks like when you first pull down the driveway. But I love the slick exterior, and it looks like two giant rectangles stacked on top of each other. But I'm now gonna walk down this way to the main deck. And now onto the best part of the exterior. Here is your deck, your fire pit, and your $1 million view. And these owners definitely went for the maximum amount of windows on this home. You have those two massive window panes on the first and second floor. And all these shots were taken around sunrise, so definitely be sure to wake up bright and early to take advantage of all of this stunning morning light. But now I'll zoom out a little bit further to focus on the exterior as a whole and just look at this location. It's hanging right off the front of a cliff. This tiny home also looks really incredible at night, all lit up. I turned on every light possible inside, and also the outdoor fire pit and the indoor wood stove. But before we head inside, I'll briefly touch more on the surrounding area. I visited in late September, right when the leaves were beginning to turn. But not only do you have all these insane views, but you're just 25 minutes to Quebec City. And after traveling all over Eastern Canada for about 2 months for my content trip, Quebec City was definitely one of my favorite cities that I visited in Canada. I highly recommend it. But I'm now going to open up this door, and it's finally time to go and explore everything that the interior has to offer. When you first enter, you will come into this covered porch area. I think this is a great idea because since we are in Canada and at the top of a mountain, it can get to be pretty cold and windy at times, but this makes it so you can still utilize this area during most months of the year. But you do have a nice grill, and right above it, I can't quite recall, but I think this was a heater. After the porch, I'm now going to slide back this door, and we are going to head into the main part of this tiny home. When you first enter, there is the kitchen on one side and also a tall ladder that leads to the top floor. But before we focus on that, we're gonna go to the opposite end, and this is your living room. And you have a big gas fireplace. It's super simple to operate. You just flip a switch and it turns on. And you can then sit down on that couch and take in all of your views. You have windows on all sides, and don't even worry about privacy because honestly, no one can see you up here, and there are also a bunch of trees around. But this is just the perfect spot to curl up with a book, to get some work done, or to have a nice cocktail or a glass of wine with your loved ones to close out your day, or you can just simply get a little closer to take in all the views of the mountains in the background. Next, we're going to venture into the kitchen, and I was quite surprised by all the appliances found here, especially since this is a tiny home. On the left there, that is a dishwasher. You then have an oven and stovetop, and on the right is your fridge and freezer, all stainless steel appliances. Down below, you have these 4 different stools, and your counter basically doubles as both your counter and your dining table. And last but not least, on this floor, if you slide back this door, you can find a simple half bathroom back here. Let's now head on up via this steep ladder. Definitely watch your step, and this will take us to the top floor, which is made up predominantly of the 1 bedroom in this tiny home. If we look there on the left-hand side, there's that little almost trap door. That's where I came up through via the ladder, and panning up, there's a small window above the bed, and then your air conditioning unit. To the left of the bed, that door leads to the main bathroom in the home. But first off, let's go and see the best view in the home. And since we are higher up on this top floor, you can see more easily over the tree line. All of those mountains far off in the distance, you can see for just miles and miles. And if we peer back down, this is a bird's eye view of the living room. Again, all of those windows just offers an unobstructed view from the bedroom on this main side. For the final room in this home, I'm going to slide back this door next to the bed to reveal more of the bathroom. And on the left-hand side, you can see some extra storage space, a full sink, and a large mirror. If we now go into the actual bathroom, you can see the same toilets that we saw downstairs in the half bathroom and these two extra shelves with more storage space. Last but not least, opposite of all of that, you can find your shower right here. I'll quickly mention this because I think it's important, but there is this door that's directly connected to the bedroom and it takes you out to this area there in the top left. And there's actually another staircase here outdoors. If we walk down it, it can lead back towards the main deck. So you can either move throughout this home via the ladder that we saw inside in the kitchen or via this staircase. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you very soon for another Airbnb tour.